There is an unwritten rule in prison that every death row inmate must have a patch of hair shaved off before execution to ensure the wet sponge makes close contact with the scalp so that the electric current can pass smoothly through the brain and reduce the pain during the process. However, recently a new prison guard deliberately did not soak the sponge when performing the task and directly placed the dry sponge on the prisoner's head. The colleague responsible for fitting the helmet did not notice this oversight. Prison warden Paul kept staring at the bucket, feeling something was wrong. Normally there should be some water stains around the bucket, but this time it was unusually clean. Just as he was puzzled, the execution time arrived when the guard pressed the electric switch. The prisoner's agonizing scream echoed throughout the prison. Obviously this pain was abnormal. Only then did Paul realize there was a problem. Bruce tried to stop him, but according to regulations, once the electric chair starts it cannot be stopped midway or it will only cause greater suffering. Everyone could only watch helplessly. Meanwhile in the cell, Coffee seemed to feel the torment that death row inmate Dale was enduring. The mouse in his hand suddenly escaped and fled from the prison, never to be seen again. As the bulbs in the corridor burst one after another, Dale's body emitted white smoke and even blue flames. The air was filled with the smell of burning. The spectators were terrified and scattered. Even the usually arrogant Bossy dared not look directly and covered his mouth. Paul was furious, rushing forward to grab Bossy by the collar, forcing him to face his wrongdoing. Ultimately Dale ended his life in the most painful way, carrying heavy resentment as he left this world. Afterwards Bossy pretended to be innocent and Paul knew he did it on purpose, but lacking evidence they were powerless. Paul later visited Coffee, who was sweating profusely and in tears. Coffee told Paul although Dale endured unimaginable pain, being able to be freed was a kind of luck. He said he personally experienced Dale's torment. That pain was like a flood crashing down. Finally Coffee said he was too tired, turned to the wall and lay down, as if unwilling to see anything else in this world. Coffee was once crudely labeled a murderer. It was at dusk when a couple returned from farm work to find their 2 daughters missing. They searched anxiously all around the house and found faint bloodstains on the floor. The husband immediately grabbed a weapon and the wife called the police. Following the blood trail they finally found Coffee holding the bodies of the 2 girls, crying bitterly in the nearby mountain. The girl's father witnessed this scene and seeing no one else around immediately accused Coffee of brutally killing his daughters and beat him up. However, Coffee did not resist and cried like a child at that moment. Seeing is believing became the only evidence, but is what the eyes see really the truth? In fact, Coffee was not a demon but an angel, powerless to save the tragedy. He came to earth seeing only pain and cruelty. His soul was already heavy with worldly suffering, so tears often filled his face. The overzealous detective did not seek the truth and hastily charged Coffee with raping and murdering minors. Coffee was thus sent to prison. Due to copyright restrictions, this movie can only take you this far. The name of this movie is The Green Mile.